Welcome to Dark 10. Today, we're going to go over 10 crime mysteries that were never solved. Make sure to watch until number 1, because it's one of the most dangerous crime mystery I've ever seen. So let's start. Number 10. Alabama. Sherry Lynn Marler went missing from Greenville in 1984. Sherry Lynn Marler, a 12-year-old Greenville resident, went into town with her stepfather to run errands on June 6, 1984. He gave her $1 to buy a soda from a vending machine while he went to the bank to sign some papers and instructed her to meet him back at his truck in 15 minutes. Betty Stringfellow, Marler's mother, told the Montgomery Advertiser in 2015, "That's when our nightmare began 30.5 years ago." The case of Marler was covered on the television show, Unsolved Mysteries. Number 9. In Craig, Alaska, in 1982, passengers on the fishing boat Investor were killed. On September 6, 1982, 8 people were shot to death aboard a fishing boat called the Investor, including a father, his pregnant wife, their 2 children, and adolescent deckhands, according to People magazine. The killer is then thought to have returned the next afternoon to set fire to the boat. It was Alaska's largest mass murder, and the small fishing village of Craig, where it occurred, was rocked. The true crime book, What Happened in Craig? Alaska's Worst Unsolved Mass Murder, is based on the case, which was featured on People magazine investigates on Investigation Discovery. Number 8. Arizona. Pauline Robin Burgett was fatally stabbed in 1978. Following a weekend away with his mother, Chad Burgett returned home to find his sister, Pauline Robin, killed with multiple stab wounds on the 12th of March 1978. The 16-year killer, olds according to police, was someone she knew. According to Fox 10 Phoenix, they have DNA evidence but have not yet identified a source for it. Number 7. Arkansas. Morgan Nick disappeared from an Alma ballpark in 1995. Morgan Nick, 6 years old at the time, was last seen on June 9, 1995, at a field in Alma, Arkansas, according to local news station 5 News. Nick's disappearance was linked to an unidentified man in a red pickup truck who was seen driving away around the same time. Despite numerous leads, authorities have come no closer to locating Nick. The Morgan Nick Foundation was established by Nick's family in order to provide urgent aid to families of missing children. Nick is also commemorated by the name of the Arkansas Alert System. The cold case was profiled by Nancy Grace in 2010, and the family was given a new home on Extreme Makeover, Home Edition, the following year. Number 6. Colorado. 6-year-old pageant queen JonBenet Ramsey was found dead in her family's home in Boulder in 1996. On December 26, 1996, JonBenet Ramsey was discovered dead in the basement of her family's home. According to Vanity Fair, she was wearing her favorite pageant nightgown and had cords over her right wrist and neck. According to CNN, her parents also discovered a $118,000 ransom note. Her parents, John and Patsy Ramsey, were first suspected of being involved in the case. However, DNA evidence extracted from JonBenet's underwear in 2003 revealed that 2 unrelated people were involved. In 2006, a man named John Mark Carr confessed to the murder, but it was ruled that his confession was false because he couldn't provide any additional details and his DNA didn't match what was found at the scene. The case is still active. Number 5. Connecticut. Marie Badaracco disappeared from Sherman in 1984 under suspicious circumstances. On August 19, 1984, Marie Badaracco vanished without a trace. According to the Hartford Courant, her car was left sitting in the driveway with the driver's side window broken in, and her wedding ring and car keys were left on the kitchen counter, among other things. Her husband Dominic informed investigators that the couple had been discussing a divorce and that Mary had fled with $100,000 in return for the couple's residence. However, no trace of the money has ever been discovered, and Dominic did not file a missing persons report for her. According to a tip received in 1985, Mary's death was the result of a hit by Hell's Angels, however the case has remained unsolved. Number 4. Jane Marie Prichard was found dead in Blackbird State Forest in 1986. According to Delaware Online, Prichard was earning a master's degree in botany at the University of Maryland at the time of her death. However, around 10 a.m. on September 19, 1986, her detailed notes came to an end. She was discovered the following day, partially clothed and dead as a result of a gunshot wound to the back. Despite the fact that the area is popular with hunters, her death was determined to be a homicide. In 1987, a squirrel hunter was hauled into custody and interrogated, but DNA evidence proved that he was innocent. Number 3. Georgia Vanessa Honey Malone was shot while visiting her friend's apartment in Stone Mountain in 2012. She told her mother, Flora, that she was heading out after a day at work in 2012, according to NBC News. Flora heard shots from a nearby apartment complex and called Vanessa to see if she was okay. She did not answer the phone. Vanessa's two companions who were renting the flat where she was killed said they were held captive and trapped in the toilet during an armed robbery. The cold case was reported on Dateline NBC, and her family maintains a Facebook group to elicit public clues. Although one arrest was made in April, it is likely that more people were involved. According to Persons Magazine, DeKalb County Police Sergeant L. Schuler said after the arrest, "We do suspect that numerous people are guilty for this crime, and the investigation is ongoing. We're hoping for additional arrests." Number 2. Hawaii Lisa O's murder has been called one of Hawaii's biggest unsolved mysteries by local news station KHON2. She was 19 years old and employed as a hairdresser when the incident occurred in 1982. After dinner with her boyfriend's sister on January 21, she departed her boyfriend's sister's residence. Her automobile was discovered parked along the side of the highway in Kailua hours later, and her decomposing body was discovered 10 days later. Witnesses claim they saw a car with blue lights flashing behind hers, which they believe was someone impersonating a police officer. As a result, the Honolulu Police Department banned the use of supplemental blue lights in the city. According to the Honolulu Prosecutor's Office, there wasn't enough evidence to charge anyone with the murder, according to KHON2. Number 1. The Severed Feet Mystery. In 2007, a young woman was walking along a beach in British Columbia when she came across a shoe. As she opened the sock, she was horrified to discover a human foot inside. A lot of severed feet have washed up on the beach since then. 5 men, 1 woman, and 3 men of unknown sex have been linked to the feet. With a hoax foot thrown in here and there over the years, the case has never been totally closed, and numerous hypotheses as to who the feet belong to have circulated. In 2008, Vancouver police were able to identify 1 foot by matching its DNA to that of a suicidal guy. They were able to connect 2 more feet to a woman who was likewise thought to have committed suicide later on. Because of these results, many people believe the feet belonged to people who died by jumping off a bridge. However, because only feet were found with no other body parts, others speculate that the feet were linked to a plane disaster on a nearby island. Others speculate that they were victims of the Asian tsunami in 2004, because the shoes were all made before that year. Whatever origins these feet may have, they have perplexed the globe for years. Subscribe Dark 10 and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos of creepy, interesting, or scary facts and much more. If you like this, check out my other videos. I'm sure you will enjoy them very much as well. Take care.